Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Coming to you Thursday, October 11th, 2018. Let's go. At 0 hours, 9 minutes. Can we talk? I wanted to mention a lot of things, but the spirit was like, just talk. Talk to the people. Whether they're listening or not, let's talk. Before I clicked on this, I clicked on the video. I kept ignoring. It kept coming up in my recommendation. A guy that goes by. I'm gonna give you the link, and then click on his thing and just listen. And everything he shows is literally our country, our history put in one, and we really don't want to do it. The Caucasian, the Caucasus lady, your woman was like, if we want to cure racism, we gotta talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it, then we not. It's not going to go nowhere. It can just sit there, and we could keep doing the same things over and over and over again. Keep repeating history. Keep doing it. She brought out just even men. If we just sit down with women, if you really want to change, she's like racism. We keep saying this. Nobody want to listen to nobody. Everybody talking and speaking. Like we don't need to speak no more about how to build communities. We just gotta go listen to people that had our best of interests before they got killed and shot. Like brother Malcolm, Marcus, like people is other people out there. But no, we talk about the same stories over and over. We want to talk about how Malcolm did this. Obama dated a white woman. She was Chinese and white. He met so this and that. I don't like talking about it. Only I bring it up in points and where it matters. But if we having a discussion, we're not talking about we're not singling no person out. We talking about that as a whole. She's like white kids, they are taught this at home. And she done the study. I keep telling people, most of the black, quote unquote, black or white people is taught at home. You're not born to be racist. People will use the color thing like, no, you're guarding color barrier. You're guarding racism. I'm not going to guard what's bad, what's negative, what's wrong, what's what we call demonic and evil. We're creating a spirit. That's why I say this: foster and nurture and breed it. Because when you're born, hey, guess what? We're going to keep breeding this hate. That's why we keep saying what we seeing. Think about this. You a white person. You a woman. And me for being a 6'5" black man of your past experience. You never met me, not one time. But you telling me you have a good reason. I'm not talking about your feeling. I'm talking about your initial look at me. We in an open area is well lit, and I approach you and say hi. You telling me you already got a stereo or stigma about me. I'm not talking about being in a relationship. If you let somebody come to your house, that's told we go. I'm talking about just initially looking at me. You already made a decision. And if you a police, I have a hoodie on. If you a Asian woman, a Caucasian woman, you a black woman, you made a depiction of me before you met me. From basically, it's not even. People keep trying to say, well, this is my experience. No, it's not your experience. You're watching a TV show. I guarantee you, I put so much on this. I don't even say my life, but I guarantee you on the spirit. What your hate is for another person is not even for that person. I don't hate Donald Trump. I don't care nothing he said at some something. I'm gonna take into account that he said that. Grab a woman by the PUSSY. The stupid things he say. I'm gonna take that into account. But that don't show me who Donald Trump is. That don't mean I don't want to be around him. If you never was around someone you don't like, how would you know you don't like them? I use the word like here because it's usable. I like the word you like. In the spirit, the word like came to me a different way, like the word yeah, YEAH or YEA or yam, YAM, mean murder, death, kill. Don't ask me where it came from. If I get that in my vision, I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to get it. If I'm sitting still and I see a car crash and it was a picture of in my dream or vision, my sister in there, my uncle, my brother. I called my sister and said, sister, for the next, I always, it seemed like 2 weeks is the time. I say, make sure you drive safe. So I gave her different scenarios. I didn't say what to drink. I didn't give up the dream. I said, drive safe. Make sure the people in your vehicle are sober. They are aware. I was stating to her, familiar places. Make sure you know the direction. Like, listen to the news. If you take a familiar route, make sure, because it was a familiar route, she got an accident. I don't know what happened. I just know she got in an accident. I was in the car as well. Or like my aura of me was in the car. Like not me. I wasn't like, like you do the first person view. I was literally watching everybody. So I wasn't like I must have not there, but I can see everybody that was in the car. And it was a person that wasn't there, but it wasn't me. I didn't know. So I said be mindful of who you're talking to, that it's a new, fresh face to you. And they're surrounding me because you don't know. So I was giving a whole bunch of things. And I just kept asking her for that. Like 2 weeks. She was like, yes, I did that. So I said, okay, 2 weeks went by. So when I have it, and I would do 2 weeks, it seemed like some odd reason, 14 days. I don't know why 14 days is a number. I like the word 14. Ooh, I got to remind. Hold on, give me a second. Let me write that down. Look up the number 14. What does the number 14 mean? So I already know what the number, the 14. And it was something else too that I was doing and I was supposed to do. Cannot recall it at this moment, and I didn't write it down. And it was about, oh yes, I had I wrote down in 2015, no excuses. This is 2018, about to be 2019. Since 2015, I made no excuses. I didn't blame my mother. I didn't blame my father. I never really talked about people, but I don't talk about people. Listen to all my lives, even like the people in the personal. It was more of a challenge. It can sound funny. Like I would challenge a drug dealer that used to sell drugs. That's a millionaire now. To really think about what he did. Don't regret or have blame. Don't put energy on yourself. That's going to hurt you. Think about what can I do now for what I did. I can never recover from what I did. I never can do that. But I know as an adult, as a better person, especially if you're a man, if you're a woman, say man or a woman, or just a person or being, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And if you don't have that as a adult, I don't care what you do. Now, as a being, I don't say human because human is based on your color, your hue, your man or a woman, and I'm not going to do human, the human color, the being, the gender don't matter, but based on being. Being to me is an action word. It's like a verb and an adjective together because being is not just sitting. Being there, you can just be sitting here or you can be moving. It has a variance. Now I talked about that. Like a lot of things I don't bring up a lot is coming back to me because I'm in a constant understanding and knowledge of showing myself how to be a better person without I didn't have the information. So I'm not gonna blame my father on his habits he had or still have and my mother. I'm not even gonna mention what they did. But I can give an example. My mother did things, my father did things that wasn't so great. But I know better examples. My father, good example was work that I know of, that I know of, and being a good guider. Because he taught my mother how to cook. I learned that. My mother did. When I ask my mother a question, she acknowledge them, but she don't have admittance. We got to start have admittance. Now that's how to get there. You go. Thank you, the spirit. We got to have admittance. If that's not a word, it's not a word. But I'm gonna make it a word. Since they added the word ain't to the English language, and I'm not going to say nothing. So admittance is a word today. If ain't is a word with no, it's not our is or is as or whatever the compound word supposed to be. The word admittance, if it's not a word, is a word today. We have admittance to ourselves to forgive ourselves, and we always talk about the spirit and God. This is not to diss the religion. Why I never hear no one talk about how they overcame it truly within themselves? It's like it's always you got to give something else power for you to be great. And then the power that told us to be great gave us greatness before they didn't even the creator didn't even say you great because of me. Show me that. Don't even bring a scripture up. Show me in the spirit anything you great because of me. He didn't say that. He said because he called the creator called us great. The entity called us great because we are great. Look at what you can do every day. If that's not great to you, if that don't give you high esteem, I don't know what else will. I'm here to use the corny and silly line. I'm here to encourage you. I want you to be strong. If you're a woman, you can be woman like. I guess you could say that's feminism or feminine. What's the word? Like men is masculine, the woman is feminine. Have the woman side of her press out. Like, oh, I broke my nail. You don't got to be hard. I don't care how many bills you pay. That don't make you harder than a man. It just make you a bill payer. You're just paying bills. So when like I hate to see this and hear this when a gay girl talk about I'm more man than you, and it's like you not more man. I don't know how you more man than me, but okay. I'm not. I would never be more woman than you. Ooh, you too sensitive. So what? I can't have that side. You said you're more man than me. You can be hard. You can be strong. You can be independent, but don't be in a certain way where you can't even help nobody. It's not available to help you. How many men you think want to help you? I can do everything on my own. Well, I'm not about to help you, and if I don't know you from a can of paint, I don't have to help you. It's not, and we got this fascination. It's mandatory. Well, if you don't do this, I don't like you. Then you shouldn't like nobody. You shouldn't aim your dislike at one person and one race. I hear a black woman talking about I date out of my race. So what? So you aim your hate at me, but you about to like a one lady recently. I'm with a Mexican man. He had two children and I chose to be with him. Okay, so what that mean? So you just ignore what Mexican men are doing to black women? You're a black woman, quote unquote black woman. You want to ignore that? Go be it. Your attraction is who you want. But I'm just gonna ask you like I'm just gonna look at you because that's what idiots, fools, and stupid people do. And I'm starting to learn, don't curve my words. I'm not gonna cuss at you, but I will call you dumb. I like that's a dumb analogy. Somebody put some dumb analogy out and the world follows it. And I was like, that's a dumb analogy. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit here and just listen. That's like a program. I'm hearing a program say something. I was like, I didn't get that from the program. That's why I don't really watch TV as much. I was like, from the beginning of the show, like Buick made a commercial about a car. I was like, wow, they showed a black woman with that looked at black, like she from like an African descent, and the black man like he was African descent. And the commercial together in a relationship with the Buick, I was shocked. I was like, wow, they actually showed the two black descent, African descent people that live in America in the commercial together. That was like kind of shocking. Like we haven't seen that. Usually it's like a mixed woman, and then they showed a mixed woman. And I seen the I'm watching everything just like sports, and we was talking about wealth and resources. I don't know why these and no diss to LeBron. And I watched Chad Johnson got a 13-year-old daughter, and I already know what people are gonna start doing because they did it to Serena and Venus. They're gonna start calling her a man, and it wasn't from black men. I'm just thinking what happened, and I noticed this. Even the black lady that won in tennis back in the day, Wilma Rudolph, is it? They started calling her a man because she was tall. She was probably like 6'4" or 6'2". I'm 6'5". They called her a man because she was so good at tennis and she was a black woman. They didn't call a white woman that was winning all those matches a man. They didn't call her transsexual. They didn't call her part of some Illuminati. They didn't do that. They wasn't doing that. They wasn't. And then all of a sudden, we call Serena a man. Serena would look. Now, let me take back what, because I listened to Serena more recently and seen things and who she married. Before that, let's take back. And Tiger Woods and all them. I did not watch. So, okay, I'm going to go back. I'm not even going to do my race first. I'm going to do Selena. Selena was a beautiful lady, and I attracted so much to out of my race. But without Selena, there's no Jennifer Lopez. There's no Pit Bull. I know they probably not all of the same nation. They all of the same nationality, but probably not. I guess you could say race or ethnicity. But they're classified as like Spanish, like Hispanic, or they under the same nationality. Just like Chili from TLC. Her father is more like we're called like not Black American Black, African descent American Black. He's like Arabic with that, and her mother is not like a full. So you look at her, she looked like me, even with her bone structure, but not fully because you look at her nose and her cheek line is like. But then she'll make a comment, and look what we get. She's telling women to do this and do that. So I'm gonna go back to Serena then real quick. Tiger and Serena, they called them in Obama, Barack Obama. They look like us because I guess you can say people of color, which is sound kind of funny to me, but they like to use that because they are a brown and a brown to super dark or fairly dark person of we call black in America. And I didn't watch golf until Tiger Woods played. I didn't watch tennis till Venus and Serena. We watched Venus because Venus was kicking Serena butt, and we was watching Venus kick them Martina Hedges being racist, talking about I don't like how they scream or Serena, and it was like stuff that never got checked. So they didn't check it at the door, but then we got on. Serena started winning. Now her skill, because remember they was beating everybody. They ain't have muscles. They was beating they beat boys too. No muscles. So for people to call them boys was like they was beating young boys with no muscles. What are you talking about? Venus was never big and she was never buff. Serena got that way until she got to the pro. She started eating healthy and working her body out to where her body's gonna look different from women because she's athletic. So she can run and do that slide and hit the ball back. So she can't outplay send the ball 30, 130 good as men because she know her challenge wasn't a woman, it was a man. She played against men. Her father trained her, taught her how, guided her, challenged her how to play tennis. She's not going to look like a woman. If you look at any woman that was very good at sports, she don't look like a woman, and I'm not mad because you're not competing to beat a woman. As a man, I'm playing the biggest and best and baddest at all time. For me to be better, I cannot just play my competition level. Iron sharpen iron, as we say. So if she plays Maria Sharapova, the skinny Euro from another country girl, she wouldn't have never been as great as she was because who she just beaten her. Then when it came to this other lady that was good, like Martina Hingis, that was actually thick. She did her body built wasn't muscular, but she was thick. So you can tell she worked out. And Serena was getting a butt. The Williams sister got her butt kicked by Martina Hingis. She kicked their butt. And then they started kicking her butt. She's like, oh, now they're men. See, men, and we got so much of a lie. There's so much in the stories. Men did not. And then if you go on the internet and black women say, black men, oh, so I put a black picture up, bite a comment, so you automatically say, unless you ask, are you a black man? You don't know. That's why in my comments, I would say, I can tell what you are. You know, one dude's like, you gonna say I know you wasn't white, but I know you work under what your parents taught you. And I knew he wasn't white. And he said, I'm Native American. And I was like, and he didn't even respond. He's not gonna, when I speak out truth, people stop responding. I was like, how are you Native American? You either Native or are you American? You got to choose one, buddy. Like that don't make any even sense. That don't make no sense. And I wrote something before that, before I wrote that comment, before he responded and said that. And I said, you're under a control, you're under a program. That's what we are under. This is not a matrix. It's called translation. It's a depiction of words, what they put together and say, this is what it is. We're going to follow it. This is how we're going to do it. Of course, that's a computer program. The mind is a computer. They can extract any information and extract any information to another object and say that's how it is. And that's what they do to us as people. Don't matter what we do. And I'm happy to hear. I'm not going to talk a lot. I'm done talking about resources and help. Like I keep telling people, go to the library, you can get grants. People like, how are you doing this? All they doing is seeing my action. It's like, you quit your job? I was like, yeah. It's like, why? Because everything I'm telling you. The reason, because I don't want to give somebody the wrong information. Because I've done this a few times now. And me having so much information at once, I'm trying to get all this information real fast. So for me, I never was the type of person to be like, everything together and it's going to be like glue or like if I stick, like have you noticed, like when I stick on stick on topics, I don't stay on a topic. That's just me. It's not a form of no disease that this world want to call you. That's who you are. And then if you meet people, there's called a mediator or a moderator. They're like, stick on this topic. Okay, cool. Somebody that it's like checks and balances. Or you got in your mind, let me go back to the Serena and Tiger. I enjoy it. Only reason I watched tennis and golf was because of them two people, Serena and Tiger Williams. Serena Williams and Tiger Woods. I'm not watching golf because Tiger not playing no more. And I'm not watching tennis because of, I'm not going to lie, what Serena said. People, I'm not going to take up for you. I'm not even going to take up for myself. I chose those black women. I'm not going to dog all black women. I'm not going to dog one. I'm going to bring you up situations of why it didn't work with me with her. One, it didn't work. I take $300 and you know down to my last 33 cents. But then you would tell me, I'll help you get your car on the road. That is hurtful to say, did you do anything? And in reality, once you got your car on the road, I got you your tires fixed. I gave you money to do certain things to make sure you don't have to help you get to your interview. I gave some of my money that I didn't have to you. I gave you a lot of my money to help you. But since I didn't help you this month, what have you done for me lately? She had the nerve to tell me, did I do anything for you? Did you do anything? You ain't do nothing. So you don't have no say so. And in reality, that hurt it. That's no gayness. That's no homo. That's no, I'm being too sensitive. That was real. That was reality. That was my life. To tell somebody that they didn't do nothing for you. And you literally, and what we was talking about was her car. And to tell one woman, I'm being hurt. I'm being attacked literally for being a black man in a work environment where we at a desk all day. And then we got a little bit of freeness to stand up and then mingle with the people as you walk by them, say hi, talk to them in the lunchroom, be around. Got times where it's a downtime, where it's no cause. To tell me my friendliness, my sociability, and who I am, I'm getting attacked for I'm creepy. I'm too friendly. While the other dude is sitting there getting women phone numbers, having sex with the women in the office. Nothing is said about him publicly, out loud. There's no attack on him. Women say, you want attention? I was like, I'm not seeking attention. I just stood up. I'm stretching. You got mad at me because she called herself liking me, and I wasn't just worshiping her at work. But she wanted no parts of telling people that me and her going out. People like, oh, what's up? You and Ojo? We can see something. Oh, nothing. Nothing? Oh, okay. Nothing. It's just, I'm a nothing to you. Okay. But then you want me to honor you? It's like you just said, you a grown woman. You an adult. I'm an adult too. I don't care who know about us. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not hurting you. So things like that hurt people. And then we try to deny people they hurt. I'm not going to deny a person they hurt and how they feel. This is the world we living in. So as the children need different types of love. Like some child may not you if you holler at one child, they may not receive that. What if that child need more of a come up to me, just go one on one. Don't holler at me in front of people. My mother always said this: if you act out in public, I will wear you out in public. She letting me know in public if I was gonna do something wrong, don't do it there. Cause right there, people are watching. She like I don't care about no child protective services. I will call them myself. I will do it. I will tell them why I'm whooping you. If they disagree, so be it. She's like you're one less child I have to worry about, and that's how I'm tell my child. And if people's like, well, I don't want to whoop my child. Well, don't whoop your child. Your child, the one that you didn't whoop, didn't have no because you look at whooping as abuse because you may have been abused, and I respect that. I respect that wholeheartedly. But if you know the difference between a whooping and abuse, I am able to vary the difference. My mother never whooped us angry, or it never felt like she was angry. She will wait 3 days. I'm quite sure she's not angry when she's whooping us 3 days later. Say, oh yeah, go get the belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you need another two more. You understand now? Yes. And she's like, didn't I tell you not to? And don't act out in public. We get in trouble for the whoopings. Don't let your brother get in trouble. You getting the whooping because you're the older child. And it wasn't even so much the whooping. It was the understanding of like, this is your responsibility. I'm holding you accountable for all you do. And then what you don't do, I'm going to hold you accountable because you have another responsibility. So we stopped somehow guiding men. We can't say there are so many fathers. The news got people so whacked out. Okay, my father wasn't at home, but I wasn't fatherless. Damn. That's when I hear fatherless. I mean, there's no father involved at all. Just like I know women that has men. He's not a good dude, but that child is not fatherless. The father is around. Now, if you want to specify how much time and effort he put into this and his child, that's kind of different. But to call him fatherless, that's when I hear fatherless, I was like, so is this? They're like, oh yeah, that's not. I'm like, not. I have to explain to people that's not fatherless. That's the child father just not around as much as he's supposed to. And when to use the exact words, when to give the true meaning to death. I'll say now. I was saying this about a month or so. Let's start defining what we mean. People like we're on code. Well, it's like our leader is ourselves. No, there is a leader out there. So like the one lady, I was like, you a leader to me. I listen to her. Cause she the first lady that I felt like, wow, you were spiritually led. Where you get this information from? What allows you to sit on the internet for 4 hours? What kind of career you have? What you done? I'm very interested in her. That grows me admiration for her. I think she's beautiful. And to be nasty, I say eat the groceries, and it's not even that. It's so much you want to do for her, and that's what I tell women. I want to do for my woman naturally. I don't want to be like I'm obligated just to pay for food. I'm obligated. That's what a man's supposed to do. I was like, a man is supposed to just be. I'm a being. That's all I was required of so far. What is my purpose, mission? And it's not even based on another person. A woman can't tell me this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I can't tell her what she's supposed to be doing. But I know if I got a certain direction, I'm going to go that direction. That's just me. I'm not going to depiction of you for me. So if my account of a woman, I know I'm thinking about my daughter. People are like, well, people got different means of understanding. I don't think it's okay for a 35-year-old man to have sex with a 13-year-old young lady. And me and my neighbor try to have this, and his lady had to be over 25, 13-year-old boy. He think that's okay. Okay, you a great parent, but that's not okay. He says it's a double standard. I don't think it's okay in nobody. And he tried to explain, and I was like, you keep talking yourself into, you keep telling yourself one thing, but you're actually talking yourself into another. You kept saying that it's a double standard, but he kept saying, if I have a daughter, I don't want her to go through this. But you keep saying your daughter 13, this man is 25. I'm gonna say 25. I ain't gonna say 35. It's okay. You saying she's mature enough in her mind. But then he kept going on to say something else. I was like, you just proved yourself incorrect again. You made the case for what I just said, but I wasn't trying to be right. You kept telling me, he said a child that's mental having sex and working a job is not the same exact thing. I said, yes, it is. The mental capacity to work a job and the mental capacity to have sex. Sex on most level is pleasure. It's not about how much love. See, job requires some type of dedication. You getting up in the morning. Sex don't require that. It just require a hard on and a vagina to be hard on, his penis to be stuck in a woman's vagina. A job had to require you to seek out, type up a resume. I'm talking about jobs now. I'm not sure back then. Go to the interview, talk to a person, and they have to go through, take a P test. You have to do a background check. That's a mental capacity to hold. Within sex, you should have the same. I want to get to know you, and if it don't require that, that's meaningless. That's vanity. And if you say that's all it takes, so that child is not mentally ready to go work a job for 8 hours a day, but is mentally prepared to have sex, and he trying to tell me that's different. I said, so be it. And I just watched a man. I'm experiencing things that I didn't experience, always heard about. And when if you got a man and he's at home and you don't have children, what is he busy doing? Vice versa. What is that woman at home doing? I watched a man. Now I can look at a woman while I'm walking outside because okay, I can see and I can look. But you bringing a woman and I'm single. I'm gonna put it this way. I'm single. I pay my own bills. I afford what I can afford. I balance my budget, my monies that I have. I grew up. I lived with my mother. My father wasn't there. Wasn't fatherless. He just wasn't there most of the time. I relied on my mother as a young man and my father because I didn't have the mental capacity to do a lot of things. As they was showing me and guiding me and challenging me to be who I was supposed to be, and I lived with them. My mother, she took care of me. That's mother, father. They took care of me. But as I got older, I understood she's not going to take care of me all the time. I'm a little bigger. I'm a little taller. I know that there's a thing called jobs. I know money. I understand. They may not have given me so much of all the two. They didn't push going to school. Even when I didn't go to my mother is so upset. I was like, I wanted to say, Mom, you did not push me graduating high school. You made sure I went. If that's the way of pushing, I didn't understand that. And if that is okay, that's her understanding, and I will accept that. And that's why I was telling a woman, you can't disrespect your mother no matter what she did. And I tried to give it to her in a way. So all I reverted back, I was like, remember you was telling me about not bad mouthing women, especially black women. They see that as hurt and pain more than any other race. Like I brought up the lady that was the Mexican man. They see that as more of any race because of their own. Because that's how I am as well. She helped me. And I helped her try to see past, you can't just badmouth your mother. I don't care what your mother did. She birthed you. She's a reason she's birthed you. And I was like, you are a greater example of what you can become, even what she allowed to happen to you. But it's things that she did become, she was very motherly at. She was. Look at that. And don't use her bad. I don't know your mother. I said, you made your mother sing. The conversation they on go, but she made her mother sing like a demon. I was like, that's hurtful. Have your mother heard this? I was like, did she ever apologize to you? She said yes. And I was like, how long? How long would you hold this over her head? So I know my mother didn't teach me a lot of things, nor my father. I'm not gonna hold it over the head, but I know as an adult, I know I cannot do certain things. I'm taking care of myself. A woman cannot offer me anything monetary because I'm taking care of myself. This guy I keep talking about, he has money, but he living with a woman. She kicked him out. He lived with another woman. My mother kicked me out. I was homeless. I allowed women to live with me, but I never lived with a woman besides my mother. She said two adults shouldn't live in a house. But I'm gonna ignore a lot of things that happened after the before that, and why I was like, wow, you just say what you want to say. It if my mother would have just said, I don't want you here because you look like your father, if that's the case, or because you are his name, or because I don't have no other reason why my mother will kick me out. This is just an example, and allow my other brother and sister to live there if they needed to live there, or even my oldest sister. I would never understand that because I'm the oldest son. But I don't know how to fare with that. I don't see the fairness in my mother eyes, but she don't answer a lot of my questions because she went into the how get Ricky Smiley said, not gonna let your child guilt trip you. But I was like, I'm not guilt tripping you. I want you to see something real quick that you maybe didn't see before. But you so angered, and what's the word I'm looking for? You so adamant about what your beliefs is. You never stopped and thought about your child. You forgot. Right now, I'm in a situation where I don't have no children in this world. I didn't birth none. Of my seed have not been passed down to another child. So guess what? Besides other people's children that I can have some accountability for, because they me, I don't have a child. I don't have no child. But I'm not gonna wait till my child. And it's not a diss to you, because if you take it as a diss, it's a diss. If you don't like me, you don't like me. But find a real reason to not like me. I'm not gonna wait till my child to get hit by a car to go advocating for better traffic laws or road rules or talk to the people. Like people will say, I'm going 65 because of the speed limit. Well, it's 18. Let's say is I can visibly see 25 cars. The speed limit is 60. So you tell them you just going 60 because other. So you're not going to have a matter of life. You don't care about other lives in your life. So you telling me you if that rule didn't have some sort of earthly punishment, you are okay with like not following that rule and endangering you and other people. That's what you're telling me. I know that's not what you're telling me. If you are, and I'm starting not to like this guy for doing what he's doing. This lady, and she's stupid. I'm sorry to say it. And I wanted to say so much. I was like, she was in your bedroom. She was in your house. I don't know what they did because I wasn't there. I was going somewhere, and then they called me because it was for a new job. I said, "Oh, the lady called me. Said, no, you don't have to come. We have all your information." I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you." So I ended up still went because I still needed some stuff. But he's like, "Oh no, way we gonna pick her up?" Okay, I met her. Okay, and it wasn't friendly because he had her before. That's why people in relationships that still hang around people they had sex with. I'm not cool with that. I'm not cool with women with a lot of male friends. For what? You have all these male friends, but you don't get along with women. Let's talk about that. Nobody talks about what's really like his character. That's not a character I want to show to my son or my child. But of course, he'd do it in the dark where his child can't see, but somebody else's child might see him. His child, like, I thought he was with her. I thought, and the child started questioning. He lived there. I was a child watching a lady getting beat by a man. Also could hear him having sex. My mind was, how can she do what she doing with him, but he just punched her? I couldn't understand that. I still don't understand that. I don't understand how. And now I seen like we talked about the hood dude getting all the women, having all the experience. The guy that's having a lot of sex with women, of course he will have more of experience. But that don't mean that the guy that you think is boring or to actually have some type of respect. Like a woman said, a young woman, she was about 21. She'd rather go out of her race and date in her race men that just splurge money on her. because she want to enjoy life. But she never say how much she gonna splurge on them. She just gonna give them sex. Whoopee, you gave them sex. You don't think sex is as an honor. So if it's sex not an honor to you, it's not an honor to me because I'm not really. I have to be a certain way to be with her. And I asked her, what about the man? And she couldn't respond. Everything kept saying, I was like, you're not answering. And when I ask people, I kind of like ask you a question. I was like, you're not answering a one of the things. I'm talking about him and you being together, the things you are portraying. You want him to give him all his money, but what are you giving back? I'm not just talking about sex. I'm not talking about you giving. I'm not talking about is you cooking for him? Do you help him iron his clothes? Do you wash his? What are you doing besides just the sex part? What are you doing that he just want to give you all his money? And it's like that's not the young women of the generation, even women my age, think that's okay. They like that's being generous. But what is your worth? So I'm not tempted because women cannot tempt me with the same things. They can tempt a dude that is still pacified by the mama boy syndrome. So we got the baby boy syndrome, the kiss the woman ass syndrome. But no, everybody's being pacified in that. I'm not. I can't be pacified. But I do want a woman that my mother cooked us 3 meals a day if we didn't go to school. If not 1 or 2 meals. And if it wasn't a meal, it was a sandwich. She made sure our food, our stomachs was full. As a child, you're constantly moving. You get hungry. The more you move, you haven't learned this by now, you get hungrier. You get hungry. You're not starving. I'm watching kids. My mother would cook. And like, wow, that looked good. The food can be good or not good. Children haven't ate because their parents didn't cook and feed them. But they was out there smoking weed. The father was selling drugs. None of the fathers in the home. They wasn't fatherless. They knew their fathers. That's the part we should be working on. How to keep the fathers in the home. How not to kill each other while we in the home so the father don't want to leave and the mother don't leave. So the father not drugged out. The mother, how can we make our neighbor and surrounding better so we can be a community? And I want to say this. I got so much over of people telling me how to be. I want to see a community of people that look like me together, not killing and shooting each other, not selling drugs to each other. Okay, you got the occasional drug user, so be it. To go out to connect, experience a woman taking care of me besides my mother, but somehow I'm lumped in with other because of my view. And yes, I have a view with protect just automatic. I will automatically protect my mother and sister, but a woman I never met, no. Because most of the time I know what's going on. I only will protect you because I have to that people I am a person, my choice affect on me as well. And just helping a cause for no reason. I didn't do merch. It was a great white people turned it into they tried to compare